Wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today.
You
When
have
he get
did
a belt,
nothing.
when he
You
get a
have
belt,
did
you want to
You
go
have
over
did
there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so why?
Okay. Sean Porter got a belt too.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out?
So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out? So why am I go to easy road and you not Sean Porter out?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
So what do I do, YouTube? It's your boy King David in this thing, and I'm back at y'all again with another video.
I know that.
So before I get going on the video, man, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, hit the like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe one time for your boy, so we can continue to grow like we need to grow on this channel. You know what I mean?
Bitch ass motherfucker. What?
Alright, so with all that out the window, man, y'all see what the title of the video is. Terence Crawford took a ridiculous low ball in order to fight Errol Spence Jr. Look, let's break this shit down and make it make sense. You feel me? Let's break this shit down and make it make sense. Okay, so cool. According to Bernie the Boxer on his recent live, pretty much broke down Terence Bud Crawford's deal or agreement when it comes to an Errol Spence Jr. fight. And I gotta tell you, it ain't good.
Oh, look at this guy.
So let me give you the stipulations of this contract here. So stipulation number 1, Bud Crawford is to take a 35% split to Errol Spence's 65% split, right? That's stipulation number 1. Stipulation number 2, Bud Crawford is to receive no guarantee, right? Which is contrary to his entire career, where he was getting at least $3 million guaranteed by Bob Arum on Top Rank, right? $6 million in his last fight with Sean Porter is to go down in his very next fight to no guarantee in his fight with PBC, right? That was stipulation number 2. Stipulation number 3. There is a rematch clause, and in the rematch, no matter if Bud wins or not, he is to take a lower split in the rematch, right? Right? And to add insult to injury, Terence Crawford agreed to terms over a month ago. But we still got no announcement for the fight. No confirmation that the fight is happening. And no contract to even be signed.
He's an email chat. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the
Which
belt.
is crazy. You know what I mean? But you know, my initial thoughts off of hearing this, right, is that I'm just not surprised. I'm just not, none of this surprises me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all. If you go back to my lives from 2 and 3 months ago, in those lives I was talking about the fact that Bud Crawford more than likely was being lowballed in these negotiations, right? I talked about how the reason this fight was taking so long to get made was mainly because the PBC was trying to lowball Terence Bud Crawford. I talked about the holdup to the fight being that the PBC had no intention of making this fight. I talked about the fact that the holdup was the fact that these guys ain't serious about making the fight between Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Right? The writing was on the wall, y'all. Whether or not you chose to ignore it or not is on you, but the writing was on the wall. I've been talking about this for months. That's why guys like my guy AB been saying the fight ain't happening. Right? Salute to my guy AB. He been saying it for the longest because we all knew that Terence Bud Crawford, once he got in a situation where he was able to put the fight together, that they weren't going to come with good faith. I mean, look at the track record, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Look at the track record of Errol Spence Jr. and all the excuses that he's made over these years. Look at it. You mean to tell me a guy like that is gonna get into the negotiation room and be fair and equitable?
Stop the cap.
He's gonna get, after 4 years of running, he's gonna try to make the fight all of a sudden. He's gonna actually try to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? One thing about this whole situation though, bro. This whole situation proves 3 different things in my mind, right? It proves 3 different things without a shadow of a doubt, right? The first thing that this proves is that Errol Spence has been ducking Terence Bud Crawford for the last 4 years, right? He's been ducking, man, and this solidifies it in my mind. Without a shadow of a doubt, Errol Spence Jr. has been ducking Terence Bud Crawford for the last 4 years because this goes in line with the trend, y'all. This goes in line with the trend. Every single time Terence Bud Crawford is in a position where he can challenge Errol Spence Jr., there's always a new excuse, always a new reason why the fight can't happen, right? First, it was he needed to get a belt, right? Even though he fought Mikey and Danny with no belt, right? Then Errol said he wanted to collect all his belts on his side of the street, but once again fought Mikey and Danny with no belt. You know what I mean? Then after that, it was a promotional problem, right? Terence Bud Crawford was on the other side of the street. He was on the other side of the street. No way the fight could happen. But called out Jeff Horn, who was another guy who was on the other side of the street.
So what do you tell Jeff Horn? I mean, let's fight.
And then now we get this 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. Even though you give Mikey Garcia and your Dennis Ugas 50-50. Even though you give Sean Porter and Danny Garcia 60-40. Terence Bud Crawford, a bigger name, a more accomplished fighter, now has to take less money than all your previous opponents who you said you needed to fight before you got in the ring with a Terence Bud Crawford. But y'all niggas want to sit back and tell me Errol Spence ain't been ducking for the last 4 years when it's as clear as day. It's as clear as day that Errol Spence Jr. has been ducking and it's always been a new excuse. Even though the man constantly contradicts himself.
Oh, that was different.
But according to you Errol Spence fanboys out there, Errol Spence is a man of his word. He's done everything he said he was gonna do. Errol Spence did everything he said he was doing. He said he was gonna collect all his belts on his side of the street. And then he was gonna fight Terence Crawford. But then why did he fight Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia? You see, you niggas can't have it both ways. Right? You can't have it both ways. You see, you can't be a man of your word when you constantly contradict yourself. And that's all Errol Spence has been doing for the last 4 years, in addition to creating new excuses and new reasons why he can't fight a Terence Bud Crawford. So that's the first thing that this has made clear.
He just got beat by like a basic foundation.
And the second thing that this proves is that Terence Bud Crawford is confident he gonna beat the shit out of Errol Spence Jr. He's 100% confident. This whole situation proves how confident he is. But not even just taking the low ball offer, right? Not even just taking the low ball offer. Everything before that, right? He wanted to fight with Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence told him to get a belt. He got the belt, right? He said that the promoter was an issue for Bud Crawford. Fired this promoter, crossed the street, right? Looking for Errol Spence Jr. Crossed the street. Who leaves a promoter that's paying them the most amount of money of all welterweights? Also, they can fight a dude when they not confident. There's nobody in their right mind who would do that if they weren't absolutely sure that they were gonna beat the shit out of the dude that they were chasing. Right? And then the back on point with it, who takes a 35% split with no guarantee if you're not absolutely 155% confident you gonna beat the dog shit out of this dude, right? Terence Bud Crawford is a confident guy. He believes he's gonna beat the shit out of Errol Spence Jr. and this proves it. You don't take a low ball deal like this if you're not confident. You don't make all the sacrifices and all the concessions if you're not confident. If you don't believe in yourself, you don't indulge in the fuckery. Hell, I'm confident, but I don't know that I would do this shit. I'm sure it's a good amount of you out there who don't know if you would do this shit. This whole offer from the PBC and Errol Spence Jr. is a slap in the face, and honestly and truly, if I was Bud Crawford, I would have walked away from this bullshit a long motherfucking time ago. Y'all would have had to talk y'all shit about me. But Terence Bud Crawford is so confident, he's such a warrior, that he's willing to do whatever it takes in order to get this bitch ass nigga Errol Spence in the ring.
You won the belt with nobody.
So that's the second thing that this proves. And the third thing that this proves is that this deal was never meant to be taken in the first place. It was never meant to be taken. It was never meant to be accepted in the first place, right? Terence Bud Crawford is a 3-time world champion, 1-time undisputed world champion, 2-time lineal champion. Been on pay-per-view multiple times. He's the most accomplished fighter on Errol Spence's resume. He's the biggest name on Errol Spence's resume. So how in the fuck is he getting paid less than everyone else on Errol Spence's resume?
He's an email chat.
Right?
He's fighting because somebody mailed him.
But if that wasn't bad enough, Terence Bud Crawford got to do a rematch, in which case he's also obligated to a lower amount. This deal was never meant to be taken. It was never meant to be accepted. It was never meant to be real, right? You know what else proves my point? The fact that we don't have a signed agreement yet, y'all. We don't have a signed contract yet. It's been over a month, according to Bernie the Boxer, since Terence Bud Crawford agreed to these ridiculous terms. And we don't have an announcement yet, y'all. We don't have a done deal. Why? Because the PPC never expected Bud Crawford to accept that bullshit.
I know that.
Now they want to blame the whole thing on Daniel Kinahan. Oh, Daniel Kinahan, we wanted to make sure he had nothing to do with Daniel Kinahan. Bullshit. Daniel Kinahan ain't got nothing to do with you lowballing Terence Bud Crawford. And if Daniel Kinahan was a problem, wouldn't that be the first thing that you start out talking about? If he truly was a problem, rather than the last thing.
You won the belt with nobody.
You know what I mean? It's all bullshit at the end of the day to me. Ain't no damn Daniel Kinahan. It's the fact that y'all was lowballing Terence Bud Crawford. It's the fact that y'all gave Terence Bud Crawford a bullshit deal. Right? Terence Bud Crawford took a bullshit deal after 4 months of negotiating, right? Which really means that the initial offer was probably worse than anyone could possibly ever imagine, right? I don't even want to think about what the original offer was. The original offer was probably 2 double cheeseburgers and a McChicken, right? From McDonald's, right? The original offer was probably $35 worth of food stamps, right? I mean, how bad could the original offer have been if the end product was a 35% split with no guarantee and a rematch clause, where Terence Bud Crawford is still getting the B-side? Much like a Devin Haney, I may add, right? And we seen what happened in that fight. But you know, all in all, man, it is what it is at the end of the day. Looks like we may be getting a fight. I mean, that still remains to be seen, right? That still remains to be seen. But it looks like we may be getting a fight. Looking at this another way, it may be good that Errol Spence is getting the lion's share right now. It may be good, right? This may be a good thing. And it may be a good thing because at least Errol Spence will have a solid retirement plan, right? Think about this extra money that Errol Spence is getting, like a 401k, right? This is his little retirement plan that he's gonna get on his way the fuck out of boxing, right? Because once Terence Crawford stops this man, once Terence Crawford beats the shit out of this man, it ain't gonna be no life in boxing after that, right? But let me know what your thoughts is, man. Hit it up in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, be sure to hit that goddamn like button. But until next time, I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace.
Mike, Spence and Crawford are fighting. Who wins?
Who's the king of the Welsh this weekend?
I think after seeing their fight, Porter and Crawford, I think you've got to lean towards Crawford now.
Sugar Ray with Spence and Crawford.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody know who won that fight. It's like Errol Spence.
Okay.
Errol Spence, he be looking, he'll get knocked up within 6 rounds.
Crawford's a bad boy, but Spence is a pressure cooker, so if he can maintain with Crawford early, then he can make a good fight. But if he ain't on his game, they might be right.
Crawford reminds me of me, bro. So I'm pretty sure you know how I feel about that. Ain't nobody else gonna say that, but I'ma say it. The way he approached that shit, he don't see none of them guys. He don't care nothing about none of them guys.
Got him!
Payday. You want payday. I know that.